Good evening and welcome to the Wednesday, October 4th Town Board Legislative Meeting. If you'd like to please join me, I'd like to call this meeting to order, and would you like to join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? And Sebastian, we have a special guest here tonight. Sebastian, would you like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I should thank you, and that's Sebastian in the audience is the wonderful husband of our wonderful comptroller, Barbara Chierdo. Thank you for doing that. So if you could have, if we could call the roll, please.
Drawe.
Here.
Kohl. Here. Lee is absent. Ockenden.
Here.
Thank you. So I'm going to call it out of order tonight. Instead of communications announcements, I'm first going to go into our public hearing, which is tonight for the Town of Penfield for the 2024 preliminary budget and 2024 special districts budget. So after this presentation, which will be given to us this evening by our comptroller, Barbara Chierdo, and myself, there's going to be an opportunity for the public to state the questions and comments on this preliminary budget. And we will document all questions received tonight, as well as any received prior and those post this evening, and post those questions and complete answers to the town website by the week's end. So at this time, to start off our presentation, I'd like to turn this over to Barbara Chierdo, our comptroller of the Town of Penfield. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Drawe. I'm here to present an overview of the 2024 preliminary budget. Once again, the town board and the department heads worked closely to develop a fiscally sound budget that will deliver the level of service residents expect while keeping the tax burden reasonable. This presentation is now available on our website, and the preliminary budget document has been available since September 19th, so I encourage you to take a look at what's available. Uh-oh, there we go. Come on, there we go. So before I get into the summary of the town budget, I just want to give a little reminder regarding where your property tax dollars go throughout the year. The town share is the smallest piece of the pie, accounting for approximately 7% of the general governmental tax bill. With that smallest portion, we actually provide the necessary day-to-day services of public works, recreation, public safety, our wonderful library, all the things residents depend upon and enjoy. For more kind of a relatable context, typical monthly bills for technology for most people for their cell phone, television, internet, and this is probably being a bit conservative, cost more than the town's general governmental services for the month for an average home in Penfield. And this is keeping your roads plowed, paved, parks maintained, all your programs and activities at the Penfield Community Center. Pretty vast difference. For the preliminary budget for fiscal year 2024, the appropriations increase of $915,000, approximately a 4% increase from 2023's budget of $22.1 million for a total of $22,981,961. This increase is primarily for the purchase of large equipment, capital improvements, infrastructure, but I want to note that the total levy for the town operations will only increase slightly, approximately $22,000. Once again, we are well under the tax levy cap increase allowed by New York State. We're $424,000 below that tax levy cap, so we have no issues with meeting what the state expects of us. So before I get into too much of what's ahead for 2024, Supervisor Drawe would like to recap 2023 and some of what we've accomplished this past year.
Thank you, Barbara. So the first on our list here is our improvement initiatives. And we're going to continue to focus on safety of all our buildings for the benefit of all employees and residents. Over the summer, rooms at the town hall were numerically labeled externally and internally to assist emergency responders. Also, and you'll see a photo of that right now on your screen, town security vehicles were clearly identified as they patrol our parks and properties in the evenings and on the weekends. And town hours for town operations are now 8:30 to 4:30 for earlier customer access. And going into our grants, that we've received here in the towns. We continue to be fortunate partnering with our New York State representatives for grant funds for various town improvements. Senator Samra Brook facilitated funding in support of a new restroom along Columbus Crossing here in the Town Hall campus, which we're hoping to be cutting a ribbon on shortly here later in the month. The senator has also worked for grant funding to assist in the future construction of pickleball courts at the former Shadow Pines property. We were also awarded a grant through the Genesee Valley Regional Market Authority to promote Penfield's farming community, both past and present. Banners for local agriculture and planters are on display in the four corners, and soon, this week, I hope, a bronze cast sign detailing our farming history will be installed in Shuffleburger Park. Community development block grants have been allocated for sidewalks coming up in the Willow Pond neighborhood. This project will take place in 2024. An MVP grant for employee wellness this year was used for the CSA program from July through mid-October, and I should give a call out to Barbara Chirdo on this because she was instrumental in putting together this grant for us, and we've received a lot of good vegetables in all our town facilities because of that. Next up, we have on our recreation. Our participation this year was greater than we're seeing before COVID. Over 1,100 programs with over 2,300 participants from January through August of this year. And our fall programs are in full swing with great attendance. And one of our favorites, the library. And our librarian is here tonight, Rhonda Rossman. Thank you for coming. Our new initiatives in 2023 at the library, the addition of Hoopla and Canopy, which are two media and video streaming platforms, and they've been extremely popular this year. We have a refreshed children's area with new reupholstered furniture, as you'll see on the right of the screen. And later this fall, I'm happy to say, we will be painting the entire library and recarpeting throughout the whole library. So it's well-deserved appointments to the library. And also up next up is on our LED lights and Jack's Place. So this, you'll see down on the right-hand screen, we have new LED street lights upgrade of approximately 40% installation is complete now through the ARPA funding utilized for these materials. So you see a real improvement now, especially down in the Empire Boulevard area. And refurbishing of Jack's Place at Rothfuss Park Playground was done earlier this summer. And if you haven't visited it, I'm sure I was just by there today. There was many kids out there, so it's a well-utilized park playground. And looking into our preview of 2024, we have some great big things to look forward to here in the town. I'm so excited, as well as the rest of the town board is, that the new DPW facility construction is scheduled to begin in May of 2024, with completion estimated for August 2026. And you'll see on the top of the screen there is kind of the rendering of what that facility will look like. The town will be bonding approximately $20 to $21 million for this project, and the town has an outstanding credit rating from Moody's, a AA1, and this is among the highest ratings not only in Monroe County but throughout the New York State. So kudos to the town for keeping this rating. And the rating will generate favorable borrowing rates for this DPW bond. Infrastructure and amenities to be installed at the former Shadow Pines are included, including rehabilitation of the original Clark House, which you'll see in the lower part of the screen, an addition of a new lodge, much needed. We only have 2 lodges here in this town, and when we do need they're booked solid through the year. So we're looking forward to that. That, of course, will be a few years down the road for that new lodge. And we have a pedestrian bridge infrastructure replacement at the Channing Philbrook Park, too, in the future for 2024. So that leads me to turn this back over to Barbara Chirdo to continue.
Thank you,
what else?
Thank you, Supervisor Drawe. And now for more on the details of the 2024 preliminary budget. As the town is primarily a provider of services to the residents, the largest percentage of the budget is appropriated towards employee payroll and benefits. The allocation for contracts and consumable materials is the next largest piece of the pie. As mentioned, the town is a provider of services, so this is a 5-year picture of the number of employees eligible for town benefits of vacation, personal time, and holiday pay. Eligibility for part-time employees requires a 16 to 20-hour work week for it to be calculated as part of this representation. In the budget, salaries are budgeted in various funds: general fund accounts, highway fund, library fund, and sewer fund. The remaining special districts pay those funds for labor and labor costs associated with projects and improvements, such as the drainage fund will pay engineering for work that engineering does. For 2024, an IT position was increased to full-time, and the overall the employee count is relatively constant for the past couple of years. Equipment and capital outlay, approximately 12% of the preliminary budget, is just over $2.8 million appropriated for capital and equipment. This includes heavy-duty and light-duty equipment, park amenities, facility improvements, computer components, as well as funding our annual road program, sidewalks, sewer slip lining, and sewer pump station improvements. The Department of Public Works, which receives the largest piece of the pie, is approximately 48% at a little over $11 million. It is allocated for the maintenance of 299 town lane miles, 360 miles of storm and sanitary sewer, as well as the maintenance of an additional 131 miles of state and county roads. The DPW budget also provides for the maintenance of the 10 town parks, totaling over 390 acres, and as well as all the town facilities. The Penfield Public Library, wonderful resource for our residents. Amazing number of patrons have attended programs this year, over 10,000. And author visits by Marie Benedict, Francesca Padilla, yep, and Linda Sue Park drew hundreds of book lovers. Those were great events, and I know actually people here attended it, so that was wonderful. So next year, the library will receive just over $2 million, about 9% of the budget, to continue their great work over there. Our recreation department, as the supervisor mentioned earlier, is bustling and even busier than it was pre-COVID. The appropriations for 2024 will be just over 1.1 million, approximately 5% of the budget, and they're looking forward to bringing some new programs to the town next year. Andy Erkfitz is hard at work as planning his next year's programs. This next slide is a 10-year taxable valuation. Obviously, that is what contributes to our general governmental tax rate. So the town of Penfield continues to see growth in planned development as well as in home improvement investments. The valuation increased to $4.37 billion this year, just a slight increase over 2023, but still steady growth in a mindful way. This slide is a summary of the preliminary budget for the general governmental funds, again, which are general fund, highway fund, and library fund. The appropriations are proposed to just be over $20.2 million, with revenues estimated at $10.1 million. Those would be revenues not generated from taxes, and a fund balance contribution from the general fund, the highway restricted fund balance, and library fund totaling $952,000, resulting in a tax levy of $9.17 million. The town's taxable assessment, as referenced on the previous slide, is $4.37 billion. Therefore, the anticipated tax rate will remain at approximately $2.10 per thousand, as it was for this year. We're all very happy to see that. And with that tax rate remaining at approximately $2.10, the average town tax bill for general governmental services will be approximately $580.91. That is based on an average household value of $277,000. And it's important to note that Penfield continues to have one of the lowest tax rates in Monroe County. We are actually among the top 4. Mm-hmm. Another breakdown, just to give a little more sense of where your dollars go. This is a breakdown of your general governmental tax bill. Your highway fund, that out of that 293 goes to for highway services, 164 goes to your general fund services, and just almost $123 goes towards the library. So looking forward for the next few years, we forecast estimated expenditures for future years These estimated expenditures, as well as revenue sources, are just that, estimates, but based on where we are historically and where we are economically for future trends, we estimate out where we might be. This does include the construction of the new DPW included in our debt service lines. So it just gives you an idea that we will still continue to budget conservatively with minimal increases, and as we know, to control the expense line. Expense side of the budget is what we can control. The revenue is less out of our control. So we always focus on the expense side and keeping our costs down. The non-tax revenues for 2024 are increasing our estimates over that of 2023 by approximately $739,763, just under 8%. We have been seeing growth in sales tax, mortgage tax, interest rates this year have been extremely high. And although we still budget, as I said, this side of the budget is conservative, we do expect to realize greater revenues in 2024. Our special districts, our sanitary sewer district, the total operation and maintenance budget is $1,161,665. The debt side of the sewer district bill is $654,683. So the cost for a residential sewer service, the maintenance cost is $59.76. The debt service per unit is $32.98, gives us a total of $92.74. An average house has one unit, this is lower than 2023. This is actually the 6th year in a row that our rate has decreased. And the approach is that as we pay off the debt service, which is paying for the initial construction, we move money into operation and maintenance to keep our sewer system functioning well after investing what's in the ground. More on special districts. We have our drainage fund budget at $700,301, our lighting district budget at $168,540, and then our intensified lighting district, which is not a townwide district, it's select areas in different parts of the town, is just $18,000. Our drainage rate will increase this year by approximately 10 cents. A typical house is 10 units, so we'll go to $41 approximately. This funding is for townwide drainage maintenance while adhering to all federal and state stormwater regulations. The town drainage system is quite extensive and includes all retention, detention ponds, as well as our creeks and surface drainage. The lighting district rate is to remain essentially flat for 2024. When the transition to the LED street lights that the supervisor spoke of earlier is completed, the savings realized in electricity costs will be reflected in the 2025 operating budget. As of now, obviously, we don't have the data to make significant changes to next year's budget. So, as the summary of the town's preliminary budget by fund, inclusive of all properties, which is the total operating budget, we have $22,981,961. As I mentioned earlier, $10,212,310 is estimated revenues. Our total fund balance contribution from all funds is just over $1 million. We have specific to the highway equipment reserve fund balance, which is being appropriated, are proposed for the purchase of a six-wheeled plow truck as well as a tracked skid steer. These purchases are anticipated for 2024 as part of the DPW's multi-year equipment plan, which the town board is familiar with. Again, the total tax burden for 2024 increases just slightly over 2023 by $22,000 for a total net levy of $11,746,811. In addition to the town tax levy, the town and county tax bill includes levies for the fire district, as well as the ambulance district located in the town of Penfield that serves our residents. And information on their budgets can be found on the bulletin board here at Town Hall. This last slide is just the one-liner of everything across the board, just for all appropriations, revenues, and resulting tax. As far as our timeline, after tonight, we have the 5th through the 27th for the town board to review comments and develop final budgets. As the supervisor mentioned, any comments received tonight, the complete answers will be posted to the website before week's end so that all residents can see the full question and the full answers. November 1st, the town board legislative meeting is the adoption of the final 2024 budget is planned.
All right.
Nice job.
Thank you. Thank you, Barbara. And you know, I should give you another call out on this, because I know I've been sitting in here working with your budget for months, it seems like now, since we started back with the department heads, start back in August, in the summer, early in the summer, to work on their budget. So I want to thank all the department heads for all the hard work they put into keeping a good budget. And we have to go back and forth a little bit and on some things, but Barbara's really is a wealth of knowledge and insight, and what number budget is this for you? For 7 or 8?
8.
8, I thought so. So she's, and because of that, the town is in very good standings financially. So I appreciate that for all you've done for this budget, and here, appreciate your work here. So at this time, I'd like to ask the clerk if there's anyone that has signed up that would like to speak at this public hearing.
No one has signed up when we started this.
Okay. So this time, I'd like to know if anybody would like to sign up, that would like to come up to speak regarding the budget, specifically the budget, because there'll be another chance for you to talk at public participation later in the meeting. Anybody would like to speak on the budget? Seeing none, then I think that you still will have a chance. You can email, call, send your questions or.
Supervisor?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
I'm putting a phone call through to you. It's going to take me just 1 minute here.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, Madam Supervisor, it's Tim Murphy on the line.
Okay. Thank you. Good evening, Tim.
Hello, Supervisor Drawe. Yes, Tim Murphy here, 48 Corral Drive. I'm watching your meeting tonight, and I want to say greatly appreciate all the hard work that goes into the annual budget preparation process. I have a question with regards to the revenues supporting the almost $23 million town budget for next year. It would be great to get an explanation with regards to the revenue side, especially the $10.2 million that was referenced as non-tax revenue. It makes up almost 50% of the total budget, and there's also a forecasted increase of looks like about $740K compared to last year, and it would be great if you could just detail that. I know you're not prepared to answer it tonight, but there's a lot of conversation about where the dollars go, expenses, but I think we'd all like to see more about, on the revenue side, where does the money come from?
Okay.
So that's my first question. The second is with regards to, I had a request to look at the raw data for the annual operating budget, and I made a request to have access to download it and to review it, but unfortunately it was denied. The annual operating dollars are important, but the more I thought about it, my concern was growing about the capital projects. And I'm glad you had a reference to some of the future infrastructure programs or projects that we're going to do. But I know there's more. There's the Shadow Pines development, the new DPW facility, the cloud cars, maybe the barn, maybe a town hall expansion. And really part of my question here is how much money does the town currently have available to it in fund balances, ARPA funds, grants, and other accounts? How much money do we have to apply to these capital projects? And also, and finally, and again, you partially answered this, but having a list of these capital projects, sharing maybe a priority and driven by what needs would be of great interest to the community. As we all know, there's a finite amount of resources, and knowing what's being considered above and beyond the short list that you shared and how we would pay for it certainly would be good information to share with all our Penfield neighbors. So those are my three questions. Again, I wasn't expecting an answer tonight, but if you had any comments, we'd greatly appreciate it. But, you know, I kind of pay attention to the year-to-year budget and some of the big projects and, you know, trying to do justice for all of us to understand, you know, what the priorities are, how things will get funded, and, you know, ultimately, you know, the great benefits that come back to our community. So That's my contribution and question for tonight.
Okay, thank you, Tim, and I appreciate that. And then we will follow up with you by the end of the week on those answers that you're looking for. Is that fair enough?
Would you? Yep, fair enough. Would you like me to send an email just to put it in writing? Because maybe I wasn't as articulate as I'd like to be.
Sure. If you'd like to send an email, I think we got it, but you absolutely send it to the supervisor's office. Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, we appreciate all the hard work on the budget prep, and thanks for the opportunity to speak up, and have a good evening, everyone.
Thank you, Tim, and thank you for your comments. Appreciate it.
You're
You too,
welcome. Yep.
you as well.
Good
Be
night.
safe.
Yep, good night.
Thank you. You too. Is there, Brian, that's it for call-ins?
That's all I have.
Okay, thanks. Going, again, I'll mention once more, and anybody else would like to speak on the budget? If not, again, you can still email us any questions you still have. And that being said, I will then close this public hearing on the budget. Thank you again to Barbara Chirdo for this presentation this evening. Appreciate that.
Thank you to all of the board.
Okay, now we're back to the agenda here. I took it out of order, so I have communications and announcements coming up here, and I think I will start with our town clerk, Miss Amy Steckloff.
Thank you, Madam Supervisor. I just have one announcement today. It's the first round of DMP Instant Lottery ended on October 1st. For those that don't know, DMP are deer management permits. The next round of DMP sales will begin November 1st. Leftover DMPs will not be available by phone or online, so you will have to either come to the town hall or one of our other retail outlets that will be able to help you out. Hunting licenses are good through August 31st, 2024, and I look forward to seeing our hunters in the town hall starting November 1st.
Coming up. Okay, thank you. Councilman Ockenden.
Thank you. A few announcements. If you're an outdoor enthusiast who want to help shape and maintain Penfield's trails, then the Penfield Trails Committee needs you. As part of the town's Parks and Recreation Advisory Board, they are responsible for planning new trails and ensuring existing ones remain in top condition. For more information, please get in touch with the Penfield Recreation Department at 340-8655, extension 0, and they'll get back to you. And again, anyone interested, Parks and Recreation Trails Committee. Next, October is Fire Prevention Month. The National Fire Protection Association established National Fire Prevention Week in 1922. This observance occurs during the week of October 9th, making the anniversary of the Great Chicago Fire in 1871. Over time, the organization has expanded its efforts to encompass the entire month of October. The primary objective of Fire Prevention Month is to enhance awareness of fire safety and safeguard homes and families. Here are some essential tips to ensure fire safety at home. Install smoke alarms on every level of your home, both inside bedrooms and outside the sleeping areas. Regularly test your smoke alarms every month. If they're not functioning correctly, replace the batteries. Engage in discussions with all family members regarding a fire escape plan and practice this plan at least twice a year. In case of fire within your home, evacuate immediately, stay out of the building, and call 911 for assistance. Never re-enter for any reason or person. Many local fire departments will be hosting open houses and conducting fire prevention education during this time. Please consider attending one of these events. We have 3 fire departments that cover the town of Penfield: Penfield Fire, West Webster Fire, and Webster Fire. They all will likely have an open house, so feel free to visit their websites for dates and times. To access additional safety information and resources, you can also visit our town website at penfield.org/safety. Let's see, a reminder, we've mentioned this before, but we want to remind the public again that we have an open house coming up at our Department of Public Works. It'll be Saturday, October 14th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Highway Garage, 1607 Jackson Road. Get ready to explore the DPW. There'll be a guided tour, cool exhibits on road maintenance, sewer management, stormwater treatments, and more. Again, that's October 14th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the DPW garage.
I can't wait.
You're going?
Yeah.
You'll be there? All right. All right.
I love my
of trucks.
DPW.
We're going.
And don't forget to bring the kids. Don't forget to see the trucks. Come join the Penfield Trails Committee for an exciting guided hike on Saturday, October 14th from 10 a.m. to 12 noon at Abraham Lincoln Park. Remember to wear appropriate footwear and meet on the north side of Empire Boulevard near Daytona Avenue. To pre-register, contact Penfield Rec at penfield.org/hike. Everyone is welcome, but children under the age of 16, it's requested that they be accompanied by an adult. Again, Abraham Lincoln Park, October 14th from 10 to noon. Pumpkin Walk, Saturday, October 21st from 6:30 to 8 p.m. at our Penfield Community Victory Garden. It'll be the third annual Pumpkin Walk, 1748 5 Mile Line Road. There'll be dozens of carved pumpkins. They'll be displayed along a trail along the property. Parking will be at Rothfuss Park with a shuttle to the garden. The event is free and open to the public. No registration is required. Again, from 6:30 to 8 p.m. at the Victory Garden. It's always been a well-attended event.
It has. Thank you, Councilman Ockenden. Councilwoman Kohl.
Okay. Good evening. Okay, so the first thing is what's coming up this weekend that I'm very excited about because I participate every year, and that's the Penfield Community Bike Drop. Saturday, October 7th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. The Penfield Annual Community Bike Drop will take place this Saturday at the Community Center. This event is organized by Penfield Recreation and Penfield Rotary. It aims to collect used bikes for Our Community Bikes, which repairs and provides bikes to needy individuals in Rochester for transportation, work, and recreation. Donation of bikes may be dropped off via the drive-thru, and volunteers will be there to assist you. The event is free and supports a worthy cause. For more information, go to www.ourcommunitybikes.net. And it says it's going to rain. So I've already talked to Andy Erkfitz, and we're going to set it up by the loading dock so we can have coverage and still get the bikes and nobody will have to get wet.
Good idea.
So, yeah, we've got that. Next, I have the Penfield Symphony. Penfield Symphony season begins this month. The Penfield Symphony Orchestra will be performing American Innovation on Monday, October 23rd, 7:30 at the Penfield High School. The orchestra will be joined by guest conductor Leah McCrae. Tickets can be purchased at www.penfieldsymphony or by calling the number 872-0774. So that'll be great. Next, Town of Penfield's Halloween Family Fun Night. That's coming up. It's on Friday, October 20th. It's from 5:30 to 7:30 at the Penfield Community Center. A Halloween party for the whole family. There will be trick and treat, street games, music, hay rides, crafts, and more. And it's free and costumes are encouraged. Next, this is something else I've been involved with, which I have a lot of fun with, and I hope people will come, is the Oakwood Cemetery Ghost Walk. Join Penfield Local History Room and Penfield Recreation for the historic Ghost Walk at Oakwood Cemetery. This exciting and eerie event will transport you back to the 19th century through the diary entries of Calvin Owen. You'll learn about his daily life in Penfield and his experiences during the Civil War, as told through the spirits of his neighbors, family, and friends. The Ghost Walk will take place on Friday, October 27th from 6 to 7 p.m. In case of rain, the event will be rescheduled for October 28th. To register, please visit Penfield Recreation website at penfieldrec.org or by calling 340-8651. The cost of admission is $8 or $10 at the gate. Don't miss this unique opportunity to experience history come to life. This is Pam Geraci at the Rec Department, puts this together. She does an awesome job. I'm there with my husband, usually doing the guided walks. It's a lot of fun. Okay, next is the Penfield Ecumenical Food Shelf is in need of items listed on your screen. It's not on their screen. If you have the ability, please consider donating one of these several items, as every little bit helps those in need in our community. The food shelf's located at 1618 Jackson Road and has a drop-off box on the side of the building for donations to be dropped off. And, okay, thank you for supporting. And this is my last one. The Penfield Players. Penfield Players' upcoming spring main stage production, Lobby Hero, written by Kenneth Longin, directed by Jackie Moe, will open in October and run for 7 performances. The enthralling play explores the theme of how good intentions can be undermined by unconscious desires and revolves around Jeff, a down and out lucky on his luck security guard who gets entangled in a murder investigation. As the investigation unfolds, loyalties are tested and the character's true motivations are revealed. The performance dates are October 27th, 28th, November 3rd, 4th, November 5th, November 10th, and 11th. Reserve your tickets at PenfieldPlayers.org or by calling Penfield Recreation at 340-8655. And that's it.
Thank you very much. And I have a few announcements. I have a couple proclamations here I'd like to share with you. This is a proclamation from the Town of Penfield for the Freedom from Workplace Bullies Week. And we've done this before, and and it's always in October, and we're doing this again this year. So whereas the Town of Penfield has an interest in promoting the social and economic well-being of its citizens, public and private employees and employers, and whereas that well-being depends upon the existence of healthy and productive employees working in safe and abuse-free work environments, and whereas research has documented that stress-related health consequences for individuals caused by exposure to abusive work environments, and abusive work environments are costly for employers, with consequences including reduced productivity, absenteeism, turnover, and injuries. Whereas the protection from abusive work environments should apply to every worker and not be limited to legally protected class status based only on race, color, gender, national origin, age, or disability. So now, therefore, the Penfield Town Board proclaims October 15th through the 21st, 2023, as Freedom from Workplace Bullies Week, which raises awareness of the impacts and solutions for workplace bullying in the United States. And this is dated October 4th, signed by myself, along with its Town Supervisor, Linda Kohl, Candace Lee, and Bob Ockenden. And my second proclamation, I was able to give this at the Penfield Ambulance's open house, this community event this past Sunday. And this is due to the heroic actions that saved the life of a Penfield resident. And I believe that the PCTV might have this coming up on the screen. I have a proclamation from the Town of Penfield.
There she is.
There it is. Whereas the first responders at Penfield Ambulance perform life-saving work in the Penfield community each day, and whereas the recent heroic actions of EMT Ike Mulligan deserve special recognition, as well as the Penfield Ambulance, as they were called to Harris Road on Labor Day to assist a man who has been stung by bees. EMT Ike Mulligan and EMT Ashley Pisotta were first on the scene and found a man lying on his back in a bee suit next to multiple bee boxes. Upon arrival, both EMTs were immediately stung. And whereas despite the danger, EMT Mulligan administered first aid to the patient while being stung roughly 150 times himself. And whereas the Penfield paramedic Nate Primo, paramedic Jason Smith, EMT Hannah Teet, Penfield Ambulance Operations Manager Dan Reardon also responded along with our Parrington Ambulance and the Penfield Fire Department to assist. And whereas due to the heroic actions and the quick actions of the EMT Mulligan and all the first responders, the victim was stabilized and has since recovered, which we're very grateful. And so now, therefore, be it resolved that the Penfield Town Board proudly joins the entire Penfield community to say thank you to EMT Mulligan and to all who participated in this incredible life-saving event. And this is signed today on September 30th as myself as Supervisor Debbie Drawe of the Town of Penfield. And so I wanted to thank you all very much for your actions. Shout out especially Ike Mulligan for the courageous work that they do. All of Penfield Volunteer Ambulance and the fire department as well. I should give a kudos to all our them as well. So I was happy to be able to be there for that event. So my next announcement is on for brush drop-off Saturdays. We have another one coming up in October. Many residents have attended our 2-day drop-off and recycling this past weekend that we had over at the DPW complex. But if you miss that event, there's still plenty of opportunity. We have another, you can drop off brush during your week, during the week, Monday through Friday, from 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m., except holidays, over at the DPW complex located at 1607 Jackson Road. And additionally, we have one more Saturday brush drop-off scheduled this fall, Saturday, October 21st, from 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. And if you are in need of recycling other items, the County of Monroe's Echo Park has a wealth of tools on its website for you to find recycling events and services around the county. So please visit www.monroecounty.gov/ecopark for more information. And I also wanted to let everyone know that the document shredding that was held this past Saturday, they did not stipulate how long they were going to be there, and so there were quite a few residents that made some calls that missed it. It came later in the day. The document shredding ended up being 9 to about noon, and some people thought it was the entire day. So I've asked for another document shredding, and I just got to confirm today. I don't have the exact time, but we are going to have it on October 21st. There will be on this Saturday another opportunity, and as soon as I get we get the times of the actual document shredding, it will be put up on the website. So again, I apologize to any residents that came out after noon, and I was there myself, and I did witness a few of them. Apparently, they could not stay for the whole day, and so we're bringing them back so that the residents can get their documents shredded. And also, if you've noticed, if you've gone during the daylight around this building, you'll notice the town hall landscape. The visitors will be greeted here by a delightful new landscaping design, and that's courtesy of our Parks Department. I think they're showing some of it right now, and that's under the guidance of Tim Masterson. The team created a fresh layout. Not only it's going to streamline the yearly upkeep requirements, but also it really elevates the town's overall, there you go, aesthetics of the town. This design also paves the way for more efficient maintenance down the road, featuring an array of new flowering plants, stamped concrete walkways, and a generous spread of mulch. As a matter of fact, Eric Tate, our DPW director, actually led a little class on the stamped concrete. I was actually out there too, trying to learn how to do it, because I thought he did a great job. So you see, there's Travis there watering some of the flowers. So I really extend my heartfelt gratitude to all of our staff, but especially the Parks Department, for their dedicated efforts in making the town hall a richer experience for all the residents, because this is your town hall. So thank you, guys. Also, I had the pleasure of presenting a little award to a gentleman, Bill Buttle, who after 21 years of service retired here from the town. And there are countless employees here behind the scenes who keep the town of Penfield moving, but for 21 years, there's Bill in the middle. He was a key part of this team. He recently retired. He was an evening cleaner at Penfield Community Center, so probably a lot of people never saw him if you were here during the day. He dedicated much of his life to the service of his country and his community, because Bill is a proud veteran of the United States Marine Corps, and he also worked for many years with the United States Postal Service. After retiring from the Postal Service, he continued serving his community through his work in the community center. We were lucky to have a dedicated employee like Bill. So on behalf of the town board, I thank Bill for everything he's done and for a healthy and happy retirement. He'll be missed by many. Thanks for all you've done for the town, Bill, and enjoy your retirement if you're watching this. I also wanted to thank everyone express my gratitude again to all the residents really out there for your patience and your understanding through the recent milling and the paving we did that the town was part of on Whalen Road. I'm going to give a big shout out. Oh, here's some photos of it, to the amazing highway crew from our Penfield DPW. And they were all out there for the project. They did an outstanding job of completing the work between New York State Route 250 and 5 Mile Line Road. So I want to thank you guys all for the work, and I think it was smooth. I don't think I received any phone calls of anyone that was upset or concerned that we had signage. There was signage out there from the county saying when the work was going to be done, and the road was still open. We had I think people were pretty happy, and it's a nice new road. If you're driving on Wayland Road now, you'll notice that. I mentioned briefly in my, in talking about the budget, some of the things we've done in 2023, but the Jack's Place Playground at Rothfuss Park received its annual maintenance courtesy of our Parks Department, and they were very busy this summer with helping hands from this facility staff. This playground underwent general repairs and received a fresh coat of stain, and all the hard work wrapped up in September, wrapped this up the end of month in September. I've had the pleasure of hearing some wonderful feedback from our residents on this too. And I think it looks really great. I extend my gratitude to all the parks facility staff for doing this. And we had to close it for a week, and it's really difficult to find a week that people in the summer that want a playground closed. And I also think we're looking and getting some new park benches in there too, benches, because some of them are in need of some work. So that's on the work coming up. So fantastic place to go play. And my last announcement here is on Monday, October 9th, which is this coming Monday, Columbus Day. It's a federal holiday. The Penfield Town offices will be closed. And then we resume back here on 8:30 on October 10th. So the Penfield Public Library will remain during its regular hours from 9:30 to 8:30 p.m. on Columbus Day for all the residents' convenience. And that's the announcements. And with that, I'm going to move into public participation, which I bet there's some people here that came here that would like to speak. So I don't know if anyone signed up, Amy, for public participation.
They hadn't.
They haven't?
By the time,
So
yeah.
if there's anybody that would like to speak, raise your hand. And I see first Mr. Froome, Jim Froome. If you'd like to come up to one of the 4 microphones, you're welcome to. Good evening.
Jim Froome, 11 Denonville Ridge. It's not on my notes here, but regarding Jack's Place, as somebody who has 2 grandkids who we go over there all the time when they're in town, we need a little more shade.
Little more what?
Shade.
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 Okay. That's been mentioned before, and we're looking for that as well. So we're talking about that. Thank you.
Okay. I've just got a few comments to make basically about the pickleball courts here. For over 3 years ago, I approached the town supervisor about a minimum of 12 pickleball courts. We mutually agreed that Shadow Pines would be a perfect venue, perfect place after reviewing the pros and cons of other Penfield locations. 2.5 years ago, and I believe it was March of 2021, after speaking with and researching with other towns and what they were doing in the successful programs around the country, I presented the pickleball court project to the board in a Zoom meeting, which included all 3 of you.
Yep. Yep.
Candace was the only one that wasn't there, and Tony, of course, was there. The town, the town board, and I didn't go through and get all my dates perfectly here, but the town board was working on and approved a master plan for the northeast corner, which morphed into 12 courts, and then the board, I believe, this board, bumped it up to 15 with the addition of 3 large, inclusive wheelchair courts. There were many informational meetings with pickle players around this town, and I visited other towns. I talked to other places that had 12 to 60 courts and to find out what they were doing. I had conversations mainly with the supervisors the first 2 years, and with the first year with Jim Costello, the planning director. And basically those were educating me how the town works, what can be done and what can't be done, and how we might move things along quicker, which was the original plan. When the town, and this was when Marie Cinti was coming in, when the town went from 12 to 15 courts, I suggested 16 for various reasons, of which the 2 main reasons were increments of 4 is what you'd like to shoot for, and then because Marie was interested in some not large term revenues, but some revenues to help. I think you paid $50,000 to get the courts resurfaced at Harris Whalen last year, and those are done about every 7-8 years around here, and they really need to be done about every 4 or 5 years. So we thought we could help with that. You guys continue to work on the plan into '22. And in early '22, the town attorney drafted a draft agreement to work with, similar how you'd work with other groups. And the idea was for us, we couldn't start raising money and doing things until we had some sort of agreement with the town if you're going to want us to help or not, which is what most towns do. They either have a group within, and again, these are towns that have large pickleball facilities of 12 or more courts. We had one meeting after that draft agreement, and that meeting did not go well. It was fairly counterproductive, and the gist of it was, why are we doing all this stuff until we have courts? We don't want any courts, and the two departments I met with were busy, and they just didn't want to deal with it, so we tabled that for a while. The present history is that the master plan that you worked on at the beginning of this year, you had the engineering firm draft up a bid specs, which was for 16 courts, with 6 of them being the much larger inclusive courts. So the specs this spring were for 16 courts, massive tree removal, land clearing. And I'm going to point this out a couple times in this, I'm sorry for being redundant, but during these 3 years, there's been one no vote, and that was based on the early conversations for ARP funding to be used for this project. Every other time where there's been 5 or 4 people, it's been a unanimous vote to go forward. And you went forward with 16 courts that were to be, the resolution was to vote on that in, I believe it was May 3rd. The May 3rd, you canceled the vote on the resolution amid community concerns on the clear cutting and location of the playground, with a large number of people emailing and speaking out. The clear cutting and the playground position concerns had been voiced to this board for the previous 2, for the whole time the master plan was up. And I personally did that, as well as some other parents with kids. They didn't want the playground so near the Atlantic Road. When the bid specifications did come out, I was able to obtain a copy of it, and I pointed out some errors in the court specs, and then some elements that weren't not necessarily errors, but some things that were missed. And I'm going to come back to this a couple times, but basically, a lot of these things go forward after comments are made to people. There has been no real public hearings on these things other than the ARPA funding. So a lot of this stuff, comes out, and then we're saying, well, this is going to cost a lot of money, and this is going to put the project back. But there was no sense in our mind of going forward if it wasn't going to be correct. My opinion, and strictly, I did not run this by anybody else. This is strictly my opinion at this point. The town, the board, whatever, I'm not sure who's all involved in this, but you've somewhat been ignoring the continued and rapid growth of pickleball. When we first made the pitch 2 years ago, it was growing very rapidly, and the growth has accelerated in pure numbers and percentages. It seems to me we have not gotten across to you the dynamics and the benefits of the social, healthy, and open drop-in play, which I think you understand the social, healthy aspects of it. But what I don't think you understand is what it means to have a bunch of courts so people know that twice a day they can come there by themselves at the spur of the moment. There's going to be people to play with of all levels. And when you have 6 or 8 courts, that's very difficult to do. And if you have 4 courts, it's nearly impossible. Another complaint I have is through all this time, I'm not aware of the board or any of your departments, mainly I guess would be the recreation department, reaching out to any of the townships I've talked to you about that are in our climate. They're at the same latitude we are, that have 15 and 20 courts that have made this work, and they've had them for years. It's not something that they just did. It seems to me that by not doing this further research, I'm not sure if I don't have any credibility, but either people aren't either retaining it or they just don't believe me. And then recently, it seems to me that the knocking down from 16 to 10 courts without any conversation with anybody, you just kind of did it, that you're listening to the few rather than the many, ignoring or not acknowledging. At the last meeting on Labor Day weekend, we just went to 3 courts around Rochester on this side of town, and we collected 110 signatures that I will verify our Penfield residents. And then we had another 96 local signees at these 3 courts, and this was done over Labor Day weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And to the best of my knowledge, it was entered in the record, but I haven't heard. What I generally hear is we don't accept petitions like this. So. My concerns on the current layout is, again, no collaboration with the pickleball stakeholders. Bigger little issues cost more to correct after the specs are written, and this is what seemed to be happening last year, and you've spent a lot of money to redo it. I think I should probably take this one out because I've heard from someone else that heard that you have modified the distance between the 2 banks of courts from, I think it was 90 feet. I don't know what it's to, but I just heard you reduced it. This is a big one. I haven't made a big deal of this before, but as I think about it, the collection ponds stand in the same place. The last month down at Ellison Park, we're getting eaten alive by bugs. It's almost unplayable at times. And to keep that collection pond right next to the courts, just because they don't, this is my opinion, just because they don't want to move it south because they have to get new permits, apply to whoever it is, the DEC or whoever you do for that. That's incomprehensible to me because, as I've told you over and over, all that property flows to the south and towards Whalen Road. A retention pond anywhere down in the next 400 or 500 yards would probably work for whoever has to approve this. So I just plead with you to move that, because to have the retention pond with water in it all the time is just going to be a bug fest for the sports courts. Back to the 10 courts instead of 16. Again, for 3 years it's been 15, 16 courts, or 12 courts and then 16. In my opinion, the reasoning for 10 doesn't make sense to me, but I'm not sure I know because they weren't public conversations. I don't know how you came up with 10. A couple of the rumors are it's 2 more than the most in town, which was at Victor, which has 8. And if you were down there, they have 60 to 70 people playing in the mornings on those 8 courts. 32 people can play at once. They are talking about building 12 more in that township. Cost. I don't understand. I can't believe cost is the main issue. Again, 6 pickleball courts, the smaller ones, you're going with a little bigger, but 6 pickleball courts are the size of 2 tennis courts. That's what Fellows is right now. When you approved the ARPA funds, you had a number in there, I don't remember what it was, $1.5 million or something. And you also received a commitment or whatever on a state grant for the pickleball courts, which was, from what I was told, was $280,000 or $290,000. But depending on the construction costs, it could go high as $330,000 or $340,000.
That's correct.
And then last I checked, which I don't remember if it was this year or last winter, but there was over $1 million in the recreational fund. So I can't come up with a reason that cost, other than inflation, would be a reason to go from 12 to 10 or 16 to 12. And then I'm glad you showed that video here, because I wasn't going to go into detail on this, but I'm going to go a little bit more. But when we started this, it was suggested to us to try to raise money, and then the town would work with us in what they call work in kind, which the Department of Public Works could do a lot of the work. Okay? And I see the town is redoing. I didn't realize our DPW did Whalen Road, and I drive there every day. They did an excellent job. It was really good. Well, if they can do that, they can do a 100-car parking lot on Shadow Pines. So there's lots of reasons, lots of ways for this project to reduce the money. You've reduced the footprint down to 6 or 7 acres. This is not a big job. It's already flat in there. So I'd like to see the town get more creative or aggressive with this, because I know, from what I understand, the town in the past has done work for other townships. They've done work for the school district. They've paved parking lots. So there's just absolutely no reason why the Department of Public Works can't do a project like this. This is for the townspeople of Penfield. I'm not aware of any of the meetings, and again, a lot of your meetings aren't publicized, but the three of you that have been here from the start, I have not heard one of you ever suggest to cut down the number of courts. We've talked about it in conversations why it might happen, but I've never heard a public meeting or a public comment by any of you three to cut the number of courts down. I've had conversation with two of the board members off and on, and two board members have never really asked any questions. I believe there have been in some of your workstations what I consider, one was absolutely false and some have been misleading statements during the work sessions about pickleball, and I'm not upset about the comments that were made. What I'm upset about is a lot of the information that was misleading or wrong has been told to the board before, and I either didn't do it right or you didn't retain it. So that's been very frustrating for us. I would like to know who pushed for the 6 wheelchair inclusive courts, and I would like to just point out again that from my perspective, including the May FOIL I did for any comments, email comments on the pros and cons for the courts, I didn't see a lot of them. I saw some of them were redundant ones that you've heard over and over, but I did not see in that. At the last meeting, I think 3 people spoke up. One couple said we'd like to see them elsewhere, and if not, have fewer courts, and I think the third person said fewer courts. So I guess in conclusion, my final thoughts are, from my standpoint, this has been a colossal waste of my time. I've wasted countless hours with little to show for it. I am going to issue a public apology to the pickleball community for my and your failure. As a Penfield citizen of 43 years, it infuriates me that with little transparency, similar to issues like I believe has happened on the pickleball courts, the board decided to reduce monthly meetings from 4 to 2 and public comment opportunities from 4 to 1. I'm kind of curious, where did this come? Whose idea was this? And in closing, I'm done with the project. You're not going to see me anymore. Somebody else can take it up. I'll help them if they want, but I'm done with it. And I just hope that I know you guys only have 2 more meetings left, so 2 of the 4 of you will be done with it. But I just hope the next board comes in, we'll do a little bit more diligence on this project. And I do have one last question. You said, I think I saw it on the website when I came in. Is BME doing the bid specs, or are they just writing up another plan?
They're writing up another plan.
Okay. So they're not doing the bid specs until you approve the new plan?
Correct.
Okay. I was misled on that. I misunderstood that. Okay, Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak this evening? Anyone? No phone calls?
I have no calls.
Okay. Again, www.penfield.org. Oh, would you like to speak? AJ Hetzke, I see him in the audience, if you'd like to come up. Good evening.
Good evening. I wrote down some comments. I'm not used to reading things off my phone, so.
Can you just give us your name and address? Thank you.
I can do that. Thank you and good evening. I'm AJ Hetzke, live on Silver Fox Drive. I also happen to be the chairman of the Penfield Planning Board. And I'd like to take a moment and address 2 topics that seem to be popular subjects of interest, certainly commonly mentioned at our planning board meetings and hearings, and I'm sure brought up here at the town board hearings as well. First topic is how the town of Penfield addresses energy sustainability, the environment, and one might say climate change. Not sure how many folks are aware of this, but Penfield was one of, if not the first town in the county to form an energy and environmental committee. and that was back in 2010, to study ways the town could be a good steward of the environment and of our natural resources. Penfield was the first town in Monroe County to install electric vehicle charging stations, which are free, incidentally. Not sure if people know that. And that was back in 2012, the first ones went in. So that's what we have. iPhone 5s, maybe, back in 2010. We are one of, if not the first town to install significant solar arrays. In fact, 70%, thereabouts, of our electricity in Penfield that the town uses is generated by solar power. We are proactive in protecting the environment and saving energy. This is also near and dear to my heart, as I've spent my entire career saving energy. Since 1988, my job has been to specify and promote energy-efficient lighting to commercial buildings. I am a certified lighting efficiency professional, and I've been one since 1993, and I'm a longtime member of the Association of Energy Engineers. I was in the energy and environmental business long before it was made fashionable by activists and years before Al Gore invented the internet. Topic 2, transparency. Penfield goes far beyond most towns to facilitate public awareness and participation in government. I know that all town board, planning board, and zoning board meetings are broadcast live on cable, streamed on numerous platforms like Apple TV, Roku, and YouTube, as well as the web, and are also available to view forever by accessing them through the Penfield website. In fact, I think I was told recently that we have over 920,000 YouTube views on our channel. It's a lot. 40,000 people in the town, we got 920,000 YouTube views. During public hearings, citizens can participate and speak their mind by attending live and in person, like I'm doing right now, or by calling into the town where you and I and Dan act like Larry King, and we have a caller on the phone. We take live calls. So you can sit on your couch, call in, and make your comments. You can also submit them electronically, and I know of no other town with this level of access and participation. Maybe there are, but all of the people that I've talked to, there's nobody that's as advanced as we are. I'm not sure when the broadcast started, but when I got appointed to the planning board in 1997, our hearings were on TV. I mean, it blew me away that back then they were on TV, and we've just gotten better at it, and more is broadcast. So Penfield welcomes public input. That said, thank you for your time and service. It is a thankless job, and I appreciate you affording me the opportunity to speak.
AJ, I want to thank you for your service to the Penfield Planning Board. That can be sometimes maybe a thankless job, but we appreciate all that you do for all the here in the town. I do. We do. We all do.
Thank you.
Thank you. And the entire board, your entire board.
Yeah, it's a good board, and we all care.
Thank you.
So, thanks.
Appreciate any time. Thank you. Would anyone else like to speak this evening? Going once, going twice? I guess we're done with public participation. Okay. Board, next on the agenda here is addition and deletions to the agenda. Does anyone have any? Seeing none. Next item is the approval of minutes. Board, before you have the September 6, 2023. Is there any discussion?
No discussion, but I'll make a motion to approve the September 6 minutes.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
3 ayes.
Has anyone received any petitions this evening? Seeing none. Next up is resolutions by function, and we start with law and finance. Ms. Kohl.
Authorization for supervisor to sign a license and hold harmless agreement to allow a sign within a utility easement at 400 YMCA Way.
So moved.
Second.
Be resolved that the town board hereby authorizes the supervisor to sign a license and hold harmless agreement with the Episcopal Senior Life Communities, owners of the property at 400 YMCA, to permit a portion of a sign encroach into the utility easement to the Town of Penfield located at 400 YMCA Way in a form and substance acceptable to the town attorney.
Okay. This was all vented here through the offices, and is our attorney comfortable with that?
Yes.
Thank you. Roll call vote, please.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
3 ayes. State Environmental Quality Review Act, known as SEQR, review associated with the adoption of the 2023 Comprehensive Plan update.
So moved.
Second.
The next two resolutions deal with our long-awaited comprehensive plan update. First, it's about seeker. The Town of Penfield has completed the process of updating its comprehensive plan and wishes to formally adopt the 2023 comprehensive plan update. The adoption of the comprehensive plan update was classified as a Type 1 action pursuant to seeker enabling regulations, thus requiring a coordinated review before the town board could take any further action. The Town of Penfield Town Board declared its intent to serve as lead agency as the Town Board legislative session held on April 5th, 2023. The town staff circulated the Town Board's intent to serve as lead agency to involved and interested agencies in conformance with seeker requirements. More than 30 days elapsed following notification of the Town Board's intent to serve as lead agency, and all written responses received by the town affirmed the Town Board's intent to serve as lead agency. The Town Board has considered the proposed action, carefully reviewed the parts 1, 2, 3 of the full environmental assessment form that's attached, and thoroughly analyzed any relevant areas of environmental concern associated with the action and determined that no significant adverse environmental impacts will result from the foregoing proposed action of adopting the 2023 comprehensive plan. Therefore, be it resolved that the Town Board formally declares itself lead agency, makes a negative declaration for the purposes of seeker, and authorizes the supervisor to sign Part 3 of EAF and direct staff to file the negative declaration with the New York Department of Environmental Conservation, thus concluding the environmental review.
Thank you. Discussion. Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
3 ayes. Adoption of the Town of Penfield's 2023 Comprehensive Plan update.
So moved.
Second.
The Town Board previously adopted a resolution to appoint members of the Comprehensive Plan Steering Committee and directs town staff to prepare a comprehensive plan update. A draft 2023 comprehensive plan update was prepared for the public review and comment pursuant to the applicable provisions of New York State law. The Town Board held public hearings on the draft 2023 comprehensive plan update on July 5th and again on September 6, 2023, to review revisions made to the draft plan document. The Town Board serves as lead agency in conformance with the requirements of the seeker and has issued a negative declaration. Now, therefore, be resolved that the Town Board adopts the 2023 comprehensive plan update. And be it further resolved that the Town Board directs town staff to file the plan in the office of Penfield Town Clerk and provide a copy to the Monroe County Planning and Development Department. Additionally, staff will publish a copy of the adopted plan on the town's website and circulate electronic and hard copies of the adopted plan in a manner keeping best practices.
Thank you. And, we look forward here of using this comprehensive plan as a guide to build really on our progress and move Penfield forward in a smart and sustainable way in the future. And I just wanted to acknowledge some people on the Comprehensive Steering Committee members that began this project, and some stayed to the end. Daniel Berger, George Flansburgh, Charles Fox, Michael Gesmeyer, Harold Mellers, Roland Osterwinter, Heidi Rasmussen, Matthew Rich, Donna Spinelli, and Christopher Whipple. And I'd also like to thank the town staff that were involved since we've been here. The Carrie Ivers, Matt Prinzing, Doug Sangster, and Mark Valentine. And also there was previous board members, former Supervisor Marie Cinti, Tony LaFountain, and the councils before us, and town staff, especially Jim Casello, who contributed to the development of this plan. So I want to thank them all for the work, because it's a long time coming, and we're happy that we're able to adopt this evening. Any other discussion?
No?
Roll call vote, please.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
3 ayes. Approving a special permit and preliminary final site plan approval to allow the use of the existing property located at 1225 Empire Boulevard for support operations and ancillary parking for K2 Brothers Brewery.
So moved.
Second.
An application was received by the town board for an issuance of a special permit and site plan approval, which would allow the use of existing structures and site located at 1225 Empire Boulevard, located in LaSalle's Landing zoning district. The Penfield Town Board previously classified the application as a Type 2 action pursuant to seeker, which concluded the review requirements under seeker law. And a public hearing was held on July 5th, 2023, 6:30, to consider the application and to hear all persons interested. The Town Board has reviewed all submitted application materials, including but not limited to the most recently updated site plans by Costage Engineering, memos to the Town Board, and waterfront application form. The Town Board has reviewed information and memos prepared by the town staff, including the Project Review Committee memos and the Waterfront Consistency Review memo. Therefore, the Town Board has reviewed the proposed action, finds it to be consistent with the applicable local waterfront revitalization program, policy standards, hereby authorizes the town supervisor to accept and sign the Waterfront Consistency Review memo, which shall be annexed thereto and made part of the applicant's request for a special use permit preliminary final site plan to allow K2 Brothers Brewing to use 1225 Empire Boulevard for ancillary parking and operations granted subject to the following conditions. The applicant shall obtain a special use permit from the town clerk and pay the appropriate fees. The special permit is non-transferable. The applicant shall finalize plans in accordance with the town's PRC memo, and the final plans must be approved by the town engineer before Mylars can be signed off at the town and filed by the applicant. Any legal agreements required to allow access to use Wilbur Track Drive, a private road, will be subject to review and approval of the town attorney and will be filed with Monroe County Clerk's Office. No building or ground-mounted signage was proposed in the application. Any signage proposed for the site will require administrative approval by the town board prior to issuance of a sign permit. The applicant shall obtain any permits required by the Penfield Building Department and comply with the occupancy requirements of the property by the Penfield Fire Marshal. The applicant shall obtain any permits required by Monroe County and state agencies. The use and operation of the site will conform to the approval granted by the town board and all applicable provisions of the code. The applicant shall modify the site in conformance with all the aspects of the approved plan, including landscaping. The business operation shall comply with all federal, state, county, town laws. Failure to comply with the conditions set forth may result in revocation of the special permit. The town board, in granting the special permit approval, does so based on the following findings: that in previously developed property, the proposal project was to utilize the existing primary structure, install landscaping and berms, perform site maintenance and cleanup as needed, all of which will enhance the aesthetic quality of the property. The proposed use of the building supports the existing successful business located next door and is compatible with the adjacent land uses. The proposed site enhancements include a new cross access to Wilbur Track Drive, a private road, which will provide safe vehicular pedestrian connection to the adjacent private drive and primary K2 Brothers Brewing establishment, which is also served by the private drive. The applicant will conform with all requirements of the DOT. The project intends to utilize all existing structure maintenance, existing gravel parking areas to support the existing thriving business establishment. The applicant's proposed landscaping maintenance plan will improve the aesthetic quality, and the proposal is consistent with and further the goals and objectives for issuing a special use permit in the district.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'd like a roll call vote, please.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
3 ayes. Setting a public hearing to consider the creation of the Highland Estates Subdivision Special Improvement District.
So moved.
Second.
A petition has been received by the town board and having been presented and filed with the town board for the establishment of a special improvement district. The proposed improvements shall consist of maintenance of a stormwater treatment area and other such items as deemed appropriate within the Highland Estates subdivision that solely benefits the residents. The boundaries of the improvement district and general layout of facilities within are shown on a map and plan attached to this resolution, made part of the petition, which is filed with the town clerk. The cost of the installation improvement associated with the Highland Estate Subdivision Special Improvement District shall be borne by the petitioner of the district. Therefore, be it resolved that the town board in the town, on November 1st, 2023. Why does this say that?
November 1st?
Yes. We shall have, that's when we're going to have the public hearing to
Right.
hear all persons interested in the question of the creation of the district of the Highland Estates subdivision. Therefore, be resolved that the copy of the resolution certified by the town clerk shall be published at least once in an official newspaper, and the publication therefore will be not less than 10 days or 20 days before the date of the public hearing. A copy of the resolution shall be posted on the signboard of the town as prescribed by law, and the dedication plan for this is attached to the resolution.
November 1st is the next
It is,
legislative
it is.
meeting. Yeah.
It is.
Yes,
I'm
correct.
thinking November 1st, I'm just thinking about the budget.
Oh, yes, yes, absolutely. So any other discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
3 ayes. Setting a public hearing to consider a local law to amend town code to establish a town tree law.
So moved.
Second.
The town board wishes to consider adopting a proposed local law, which is attached, which would establish a legislation to regulate how town-owned trees are preserved and maintained. The Town of Penfield Energy and Environment Conservation Committee has recommended the Town of Penfield adopt a town tree law pursuant to pursue Tree City USA. And therefore, the town, acting as lead agency pursuant to the requirements of seeker, has classified this proposal as an unlisted action. The town requests public input regarding such proposed town tree law. Therefore, the town board shall hold a public hearing on November 1st at 6:30 to consider a adoption of a proposed town tree law. The town clerk is hereby authorized to post and publish the notice of the public hearing together with a copy of the summary pursuant to law.
Thank you. Any discussion? I guess I should just mention that this has been the town tree law, to establish a town tree law has been discussed by the Energy and Environmental and Conservation Advisory Board a number of times. You did, and it's something that we've talked about for a while, and happy to see that we're going to have a public hearing on it.
Yes.
Thank you. Roll call vote.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
3 ayes. Authorization for supervisor to sign a contract, excuse me, with Bergman PC for professional design services for the Clark House.
So moved.
Second.
Be it resolved that the supervisor is hereby authorized to sign a contract for professional services not to exceed $450,000 for services with Bergman PC, Rochester, New York, to provide professional design services for the Clark House Rehabilitation Project. This resolution and the proposals submitted by Bergman PC shall constitute the contract. Agreement to be reviewed by the town attorney. Be it further resolved, the town board approves appropriation of $450,000 from the assigned general fund balance as an amendment to the 2023 budget for these design services.
Great, thank you. And this has been discussed quite a few times at work sessions with the town board. It was also discussed with the Penfield Historic Board as well, or Historic Preservation Board. So I think everybody was on the same page on going forward with the design. So looking forward to this. Thank you. Roll call vote, please.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
3 ayes. Advertising for bids for exterior stairwell replacement at the Penfield Town Hall.
So moved.
Second.
Be it resolved that the Director of Public Works be and hereby is authorized to advertise in a manner prescribed by law for sealed proposals to furnish the Town of Penfield with the following: exterior stairwell replacement located at the Penfield Town Hall. Now therefore be it further resolved that the service contract shall be in accordance with specifications prepared by the Director of Public Works. Proposals are to be sealed and received in the office of the Town Clerk up until October 27th, 2023 at 11 o'clock a.m. local time, at which time they'll be opened and read publicly by the Town Clerk.
Thank you. And everyone, maybe you don't know, this building's is about 58 years old, so there's some stairs and some safety things that we have to take care of here, housekeeping, really for safety. So I'm happy that we're moving forward with this. So roll call vote, please.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
3 ayes. Advertising for bids for interior painting services in the library at the Penfield Community Center.
So moved.
Second.
Be it resolved that the Director of Public Works be and hereby is authorized to advertise in a manner prescribed by law for sealed proposals to furnish the Town of Penfield with the following interior painting services in the library at the Penfield Community Center. Be it further resolved, the service contract shall be in accordance with specifications prepared by the Director of Public Works and sealed proposals received in the office of the Town Clerk up until October 27th, 2023 at 11 o'clock a.m. At that time, they'll be opened and read publicly by the Town Clerk.
And this is the painting that I referred to in the 2023 budget, so we're happy to see that we're going to move forward with that. And then again, I mentioned carpet to come later, so thank you for that. Let's, if we could have a roll call vote on that.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
3 ayes. Authorization to sign an intermunicipal agreement for snow and ice control services between the Town of Penfield and the Monroe County Department of Transportation.
So moved.
Second.
Whereas the Monroe County Department of Transportation owns, operates, and maintains a highway system in the Town of Penfield, and whereas the county desires to enter into an agreement with the town for snow removal and for salting and treating county roads for the purpose of removing the danger of snow and ice. Whereas the town has appropriate snow and ice removal equipment and sufficient snow and ice control personnel to contract with the county for snow and ice control services. Now therefore be it resolved, the Supervisor be and hereby is authorized to sign an intermunicipal agreement for snow and ice control services between the Town of Penfield and Monroe County Department of Transportation for the dates October 1st, 2023 through September 30th, 2028. This agreement to be reviewed and approved by the town attorney.
It's hard to be looking at this when it's 86 today in the summer, knowing that we're going to need snow and ice is coming. So roll call vote, please.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
3 ayes. Authorization for Supervisor to sign recreation contracts.
So moved.
Second.
Be it resolved that the town board authorizes the town supervisor to sign the following recreation contracts. First one is Brooklyn Robot Foundry, Rochester 90 Air Park Drive, instructor for youth robot building programs 10/9 through 12/30/23 for a fee of 70% of total program revenue. And Allison Chipman, 53 Denonshire Drive, director of the Penfield Pops Community Band, 9/11/23 through December 18th, 23 for a fee of $100 per rehearsal and performance session. And vouchers for both will be submitted on a monthly, for this one, vouchers will be submitted on a monthly basis at the beginning of each month.
Great, thank you very much. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
3 ayes.
Okay, board, is there any old business before us this evening? Seeing none, any new business, board? Seeing none, we have no executive session. Our next meeting will be November 1st, 2023. And at this time, I'd like to close this meeting this evening at 7:58 p.m. So I want to thank everybody. Happy October. Happy last October summer. And I guess it's all going to change this weekend. So please be safe and get out and enjoy the fall here in Penfield.